see the pool of water inside a manhole that is supposed to be done. So that's account the challenges that we are experiencing. Next. The manholes with the current flooding, even the existing manholes is a challenge. I think KIWASCO is also having this challenge that they are trying to address the challenge of stormwater getting into the manholes by raising, because these manholes are, most of them I think are almost flushing with the ground. So when it rains, water gets into the manhole and is overwhelmed and sewer flows over the surface. But we are trying to make sure that what the manholes we are doing are raised above, so that we don't have cases where stormwater gets into the wastewater system. We also have very hard formations within some of the areas we are working on, but we are up to the task to make sure that we complete the project in time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Engineer, for the elaborate presentation. We'll have an interlude of music. I want to invite our church, our KIWASCO choir. And to invite our KIWASCO choir. Please come as fast as you can. As you are coming, allow me give Israel.
Thank you. I wanted to ask one or two questions to the Waterworks Agency. During the rainy season, we have noticed that there is a slow evacuation of wastewater from the aeration ponds. What are you doing to address that issue? Because it ends up with the backflow into residential areas. And then the other thing, you said we have some work going on, which is 45%, but you did not give the value of this AFD funding that is currently on. Then there's you gave sample estimates, whereas I thought that as a Waterworks agency you should have fact figures. That's all.
Okay, just take the questions. We'll have a plenary session just immediately after MD is done with his presentation, and we will be able to respond to all those questions. So, choir, karibu.
cheza muziki na yeye.
you so much, choir. Thank you so much. You almost took over the program completely. So next time we have to be very careful while inviting you. So we want to go straight away to our managing director's presentation, which is actually the last presentation of today. Then we'll go to the plenary session. So Shan, IT, are you ready? Karibu Bwana MD.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I really want to appreciate all the stakeholders who are here today. It is always a pleasure sharing with you about our performance every year. So this is a ritual that we ensure that we do it unless circumstances doesn't allow, like we had a few years ago during COVID. I really want to appreciate the presence of our regulator, who is here, and also in a special way for having imparted the right knowledge in our HR specialist. We are expecting members of the county assembly. They are our key, they're also our key stakeholders. I can see the clerk is here. Before I start my presentation, I request the clerk to just come and say hi, a few words. Probably has a message from the assembly. Karibu.
Thank you. When I am I didn't want to breach the protocol, but I'm here on behalf of the members. In fact, I arrived here at exactly 1:30. I went back, I was told I was 1 hour ahead. So that is the reason why I'm not apologizing for coming late, because I know Africans don't mind about time. But our core mandate as an assembly is to offer legislation oversight. We deal with members of different committees, like this specific one is water, where our chair, Honorable Dede, was supposed to be here, but you know today they are discussing the governor's speech, second day. That is the reason why they have not come. I tried to communicate with him so that he could release a few members, but you know what it is, politics, and it is a very, very important program for them. So I don't want to say much. I know we have been working in good terms in the challenges that we have, and I know Mr. Balawanga is here, very, very important, a very important person, because any report that you give him will always act. But more so, when I MD, there is one thing that I want to say. Do you consider the wastage that we incur as a result of the pipes that have been interfered with by human activities? Because when you waste water that has already been treated, is it not a loss? So consider that in your future program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for Owen. I'm going to cover that in my presentation. I'm really going to cover that in my presentation. The county assembly is the first tier oversight, and periodically they invite us to go and appear before different committees. Apart from the water committee, there's also what they call the PICPAC. That is the Public Investment Committee and the Public Accounts Committee. We have a very good working relationship, just as the clerk has said. So it's quite unfortunate that the members of the county assembly can't make it. But I believe that once they finish, if you still be here, then we will be able to see some of them. Yes. So this is KIWASCO. As I've been mentioned here, we are 20 years old. We are 20 years old, so, and we are a company founded under the Companies Act, specifically CAP 486. We began operations in 2003. That is why today, or this year, we are celebrating 20 years of service. And we are proud and happy with the milestones that we've achieved. We know that there's still room for improvement, but I believe that with the team, the board and the team we have, we are up to the task. In 2014, the county government requested us to provide management support to the two rural utilities, that is Yanas Water Company and Gulf Water Company. These companies were moribund then, and the county felt that KIWASCO could help revive the company. The two companies under the project that we called the 3-1 project. I'm happy to report that there has been quite a lot of progress, and that progress has culminated into a considered decision that our Waziri announced to us, and we see that as a major milestone in terms of managing water service provision in the county. I want to tell you that in Kisumu we have been losing out in terms of partner support because we have only one utility. Gulf and Yanas just exist by name. They just exist by name, and therefore partners would not be able to support them. But with the registration of a rural water utility, then we are going to enjoy quite a number of support as Kisumu County. I'll give an example of counties that have more than one utility. I'll give an example of Kiambu. I think Kiambu, Mosaic Kiambu has how many? Is it 5 or 6 utilities? Okay. We have a project support that we are soon getting from through the water sector trust fund. It's called conditional liquidity grant. It's the second one. So you can imagine if a county has 5 utilities, then all the 5 utilities are going to get this support. Okay? But Kisumu is only one. Okay? So what we are getting as Kisumu County, Kiambu is getting 5 times more. Okay? And other counties than utilities. So this is a major milestone, and I really want to appreciate Waziri for pushing this agenda to the extent that we are going to have the act signed sometime later this month. In 2019, stakeholders and directors, you do recall that we changed our focus from seaward to embrace the whole sanitation service chain. So the first thing that we did was to change our articles and change our name from Kisumu Water and Sewerage Company to Kisumu Water and Sanitation. Okay? So that means that we are actually not a major player when it comes to the whole sanitation service chain, but we are a catalyst, and we are able to provide enabling environment for partners and also to develop public-private partnership. The reason why we changed our focus was very simple. Our sewer coverage has been perpetually below 20%, for reasons that probably we are going to discuss in my presentation. That means that a significant proportion of the people we serve, we were not helping them when it comes to sanitation because our focus was only on sewer. Okay? And yet, majority of our customers are using non-sewer sanitation. It was therefore very important for us to enter into the sanitation space so that we can provide services to all the people, sanitation services to all the people that we serve. So we found that before 2019, we were a bit discriminatory when it comes to our customers who are using non-sewer sanitation. Our vision, you all know, we are not looking at Kenya, we are looking at the whole world. We want to be the most admired service provider, and we believe that through your support, stakeholders, then that's a vision that we are going to realize. What we do is to provide sustainable water and sanitation for good lives and for enriched livelihoods. And of course, you know, the slogan is to refresh life. Our corporate values as stakeholders, we have now a new strategic plan 2023-2028, and we looked at our strategic foundation and found that there are some things that we had to tweak. If you look at the booklet that you have, you'll see that our corporate values are 5. There is customer focus, there is integrity, there is professionalism, and two others. Through a bottom-up approach when developing the new strategic plan 2023-2028, we looked internally and we found that these 3 values really resonate with our stakeholders and our staff. So if you abbreviate that, it is ICE, okay? So that means it's very easy to remember. Collaboration both internally and externally, and of course excellence. We want to, anything we touch as KIWASCO, we are looking at excellence. And of course, to sum it up, the way we do our business, we are looking at being transparent and simple in the way we operate. Our promise to customers, reliability. You had the presentation from Lake Victoria South, and we say that Kisumu is a lucky city because we are able to provide water 24/7. In all other cities in Kenya, there is rationing, okay? There is rationing. Accessibility in terms of distance and, of course, the price. If you are near potable water and you cannot afford it, then it's not accessible. So we are looking at accessibility, not only in terms of distance and price, and we work very closely with WASFED when setting our tariffs. Our other promise is quality. The KPI set by WASFED currently requires us to be at 100%, and that's what we strive to when it comes to our customer value proposition. These are the pillars that we have in our new strategic plan. The first one is looking at access and coverage for both water and sanitation, and shortly I'll be giving the figures of where we are. We are looking at improving our operational efficiency. We are looking at improving our financial sustainability. Stakeholders, 60% of the people in Kisumu City live in the low-income areas. So low-income area initiatives is also a strategic pillar for us. Our strength in customer service cannot be left behind. And of course, we don't forget our employees. We are looking at increasing our employee productivity. That looks at capacity building. It looks at issues of when you're doing recruitment, then there are certain minimum standards that we don't compromise. Again, corporate governance. That is why stakeholders, in every meeting that we have, we always have a short presentation on corporate governance, because we have to keep on reminding ourselves on leading practices. Okay, in terms of our infrastructure, this is public knowledge. We have 2 treatment plants. We have Dunga, which is the biggest. It has 3 treatment units. Total capacity is 44,000 cubic meters per day. Then we have the new one, in Kajulu, not so new though, it produces 36,000 cubic meters per day. The combined capacity is 80,000 cubic meters per day. With this combined capacity, stakeholders, we knew then that we had enough water up to 2030. So it's up to around 2028 that we start thinking of additional capacity. But with climate change, the dynamics have changed, and we are seeing that something needs to be done, and that's why you heard that they are planned to have a new treatment plant past the airport, so that we mitigate against the negative effects of climate change. In terms of wastewater, we have 2 wastewater treatment plants, and stakeholders, we no longer call them wastewater treatment plants, we call them water resource recovery stations or recovery plants. One of them is pure hydrological, the one in Nyalenda, the oxidation ponds, capacity of 18,000. That figure is not correct, Chief. It's correct. It's 80,000. Okay, and then KISAT, which is a conventional one. Conventional means it's both mechanized and biological system. Right? So that's 8,000 cubic meters per day. In terms of our water network, okay, if you stretch the pipelines that we have under the ground, it's 765 kilometers. You can Mombasa and the Malindi. Okay. Now our sewer network, you see, is still very low at 164. And in terms of capacity utilization of our sewer network, we are saying that our coverage is less than 20%. So that 164 is heavy investment, but we are not fully utilizing it. And of course, we have the reservoir stations. Our governance structure, we have 9 board of directors. I think they have introduced themselves. In the board, we have 4 committees. One is finance, commercial, and ICT. The other is technical committee. Then we have audit, risk, and compliance committee. And the final one is human resource, legal, and corporate affairs committee. So we believe that those 4 committees are able to